about it for months. But they were trying, and they're still trying, I think, to trade Matthew Stafford.
I'm glad you brought that up because the minute he said the Rams, I was going to mention this. So Michael Lombardi went on one of the, I forget which show he went on,
Right.
but he said that, the Rams were trying really hard this offseason to essentially dump Matthew Stafford, trade him for anything. And they were unsuccessful in doing that. And I wanted to bring that up to Braylon, not because it's breaking news, but because is that a pattern now of the Rams organization and Sean McVay? We consider McVay this, I think, really, really damn good offensive coach. Right. Really good. He's a Super Bowl winning coach. There's only a very few people that can say that they're a Super Bowl winning head coach. He's one of them. But he got rid of Jared Goff, threw him to the trash, essentially. At the time he traded Jared Goff to Detroit, it was like throwing Jared Goff to the trash. Matthew Stafford wins a Super Bowl for him, and a year and a half later, he's trying to dump him for whatever the case may be. If you're a player for the Rams, if you're a quarterback for the Rams, Braylon, do you start thinking like, who is this guy?
No, that's not how I think about it. If I'm a quarterback for the Rams, I think about the world that I live in 2023. Everybody's trying to get that quick fix and then move on. Everybody's like, hey, this is only going to be hot for so long. What's the next trend? What's the next phase? In football and offense, what's the next offense? You know, is it 6 wide? Is it 7 wide? Obviously, I'm being funny. But what can we do? Who's the next quarterback? You only have a certain amount of window. If your quarterback, and I think this is how Sean McVay sees it. If your quarterback isn't Tom Brady, if it isn't Aaron Rodgers, hell, Aaron Rodgers was there for how long? How many Super Bowls did he win? If it isn't Patrick Mahomes, that's really the one. If your quarterback ain't if your quarterback isn't Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes, you got to have a guy. You got to keep figuring out until you get it right. Why wait into one mold? Why be stuck with Jared Goff and it didn't work? Why be stuck with Matt Stafford and he's old and you don't trust it? You got to strike while the iron's hot. So I think that might just be the new strategy. Shoot, 5 years, get a quarterback in, get him, boom, get him in, get him out. Unless they're doing something like continuously winning Super Bowl, or unless you're Jerry Jones and you just want to pay Dak forever.
Hey, they tried their best to dump him prior to his bonus kicking in, his new contract at $50 million just about a month ago. Remember when that kicked in,
Sure.
that escalator? Yeah. They didn't want to pay that, but now they are. If they do trade him to someone, the Rams are going to eat probably at least half that contract up. I think Matthew Stafford still got some tread on the tires, and I think he could help a team. I don't know. You guys, I think it was you, right? I think the Rams can make a run this year.
There's no doubt about it. In fact, they're my sleeper team to make the playoffs in the NFC. The only part about the Rams that just really, really I wrestle with, because I do think Matthew Stafford is a top 6 quarterback in the NFC, and anytime you have one of those guys, I think you have a chance. But if you look at their schedule right off the bat, at Seattle, San Francisco, at the Bengals, then they've got one against the Colts, and at home against the Eagles. 4 of their first 5 games, it's like a murderer's row. Seahawks, 49ers, Bengals, and Eagles. Are you kidding me? Ooh. Get out of here. I just
talking about the Rams?
Yeah. A slow start might just bury them, but if they can come out of that,
their second half of the schedule is horrible.
2-3, I mean, then
that might be 0-5.
I'm lobbying on behalf of you.
Yeah, right.
I'm saying the second half of their schedule, they don't play anybody. Like, if you want to be honest, if you look at the greatness of the quarterbacks, everything now is about who are the quarterbacks you play. They really only play 3 of the elite. If you want to know, they play Jalen Hurts, they play Joe Burrow, and they play Patrick Mahomes. And that's it. And then it's a bunch of who's going to be the quarterback for the 49ers.
They do not have the Chiefs.
Not the Chiefs. It's Joe Burrow, it's Justin, Jalen Hurts, and there's one more quarterback. Lamar Jackson in the second half. Lamar Jackson is the third quarterback on the schedule.
You're right.
Outside of that, it's a bunch of Kenny Pickett's. It's a bunch of quarterbacks like that he's going to be the best quarterback in those games. So I understand from that standpoint. I don't even know if Cooper Kupp's going to be on that team. I got the Lions making a move for Cooper Kupp, man.
Wouldn't that be something? I've seen that thrown out there too.
I'm telling
you. You just never know what is going to happen. And Braylon, this might be the perfect scenario to make a trade for a guy like Cooper Kupp, for a guy like Aaron Donald.
Who
even.
discovered Cooper Kupp?
It was Brad Holmes.
Brad Holmes. He got paid 2 years ago. So by the time Jameson is ready to get paid, that money will have gone significantly up. So you're basically getting one of the best wide receivers in the league at a price who you're familiar with, who fits into this mold, this grit, this Detroit Lions identity. He fits in it like no other, man. I'm telling you, make a move. Like you talked about there being one last move maybe that Brad Holmes might make. I'm telling you, I'm all here for going after Cooper Kupp. You start the season off right. Cooper Kupp is one of those type of players. He played quarterback. He could figure out this Lions offense by the time that Thursday night comes around. I'm all for it.
I do believe that, you know, the Rams are a team that seems like they are willing to deal if they get off to a bad start as well. And I think it would take the perfect storm. Now, that would mean that the Lions get off to a good start as well. You've got Kansas City and Seattle, boom, boom, right off the top. So that would mean they would have to get off to a really good
Jared
start.
Goff got hurt during preseason. They're trading him.
Well,
that would be
well, perhaps, but I think it's going to take the perfect storm for the Lions to maybe part ways with a 2024 first-round pick if that's what it takes to get a guy like, you know, and who knows if Aaron Donald would even accept a trade, but a guy like Cooper Kupp might.
He's familiar with Jared Goff as well.
Right. I just, I think it's a really interesting time.